He studied the interactions between 400 prostitutes and their clients, and he discovered a pattern that explains every failed relationship, every stalled career, and every lost negotiation in the modern man's life. He discovered the precise moment a man ceases to be a human being and becomes just another customer. You might think this video is about the underworld. It isn't. It is about your marriage. It is about your job. It is about your friendships. It is about the fundamental transaction of human value that you have been losing since the day you were born. Machiavelli warned us that men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that he who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. You are being deceived. You think your loyalty buys you love. You think your hard work buys you respect. You think your time buys you loyalty. You think that if you just become a better man, a kinder man, a more generous man, the world will reward you with devotion. The data from the underworld reveals a terrifying truth. The more you pay, in money, in emotion, in attention, the less you are respected. The John thinks he is the king because he is providing the resources. The provider sees him as a resource to be drained. Today, we are going to dissect the psychology of the customer. We are going to show you how you have been conditioned to pay for things that powerful men get for free. We are going to expose the mechanics that turn you into a transaction. Look at your life. Really look at it. Are you the prize, or are you the paymaster? Do people stick around because of who you are, or because of what you provide? If the money, the attention, and the utility stop today, who would still be standing there tomorrow? The answer will terrify you. You are not a partner. You are not a leader. You are a client, and clients are replaceable. Have you ever noticed that the more you give, the less you are valued? Who told you that being good was the goal? Was it the people who genuinely want you to succeed? Or was it the people who benefit from your submission? Look at your relationships. Are you the architect of your own joy, or just a brick in someone else's wall of comfort? You have been sold a lie that kindness is a currency. It is not. It is a commodity. And when you flood the market with it, the value drops to zero. By now, half of the people watching have already left because they are too weak for this truth. They are offended by the word prostitute. They want to live in the Disney fantasy where their nice guy behavior is appreciated. But you are still here. Why? Because you know your reality is a lie. You know that somewhere along the line, you became the wallet, not the man. You are ready to stop being the prey. But before we can free you from the transaction, we must understand the biology of your own enslavement. We must bridge the gap between the Renaissance realism of Niccolo Machiavelli and the modern understanding of evolutionary psychology. Machiavelli wrote about power in the courts of Italy, but the laws he discovered are written in our DNA. To understand why you are treated like a customer, we must look to the work of evolutionary psychologist David Buss. Buss and other researchers in mating strategy have proven that human desire is not a democracy. It is a hierarchy. In every interaction, there is a person with higher mate value and a person with lower mate value. The person with lower value pays. The person with higher value collects. This is not philosophy. This is biology. In the animal kingdom, the weaker male must offer food, protection, or labor to secure a mate. The alpha does not pay. He is the payment. His genes are the resource. When you act like a John, when you pay for attention, when you beg for validation, when you overinvest in someone who gives you nothing back, you are signaling to their lizard brain that you are genetically inferior. You are shouting, "I am not enough on my own. So here is my money, time, effort to compensate. The dark method is not about being evil. It is about aligning your behavior with the biological reality of respect. You have been taught to seek balance in relationships, to be 50-50, to meet them halfway. I am here to tell you that balance is for the mediocre. The top 1% of men, the ones who command genuine desire and loyalty, do not seek balance. They seek asymmetry. They understand that if they are not the prize, they are the payer. There is no middle ground. You are either the one being chased, or you are the one chasing. And the one chasing is always the customer. The study of the 400 prostitutes revealed that even in a purely transactional environment, the women felt genuine attraction to certain men. Who were these men? They were the ones who refused to act like customers. They were the ones who didn't pay for the extra time. They were the ones who didn't ask for validation. They were the ones who treated the transaction with cold indifference. This proves that even when money is changing hands, biology overrides economics. You can be paying the bill and still be the alpha, but only if you refuse to act like the John. But most men cannot do this. They fall into the first and most seductive trap of the modern age. But the next trap is the one that makes you feel special while you are being robbed blind, and it is designed to exploit your deepest insecurity. In the trade, there is a premium service known as the girlfriend experience. The provider does not just offer her body, she offers a simulation of intimacy. She asks about the client's day, she laughs at his jokes, she kisses him with her eyes open, she creates a theater of connection. Why does the client pay double or triple for this? Because he is terrified of the cold, hard truth that he is alone. He needs to believe that this interaction is different. He needs to believe that he is different. He tells himself, "She really likes me." We have a connection. He is buying a lie. How does this manifest in your life? It is not just in the red light district. It is in your office. It is in your friend group. It is in your marriage. It is the boss who gives you a meaningless title like senior vice associate instead of a pay raise. He is giving you the gif of corporate respect to keep you working overtime for free. It is the partner who drops breadcrumbs of affection. You're the only one who truly understands me. Only when they need a favor or a loan. It is the social circle that invites you to the party only when they need a designated driver or someone to split the bill. You are buying the girlfriend experience in your daily life. You are accepting the appearance of respect instead of the substance of respect. You are trading your tangible resources, your time, your money, your labor, for a feeling of being special. Machiavelli warns, everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. The provider sees you as a wallet with a pulse. You see them as a soulmate. This asymmetry is fatal. The moment you believe the illusion, you stop negotiating. You stop protecting your interests. You open the vault because you think you are investing in a shared future, when in reality, you are just paying the rent for someone else's life. Stop listening to words. Words are cheap. Words are part of the service. Look at the ledger. If you stopped paying, if you stopped doing the favors, stopped driving the car, stopped listening to the drama, would the special treatment continue? Test it. Pull back your resources. Become unavailable. If the affection vanishes, you were never a partner. You were just a customer whose subscription expired. But realizing you are a customer is painful. The next trap is how you justify staying in the transaction, and it disguises itself as heroism. The most lucrative customer for a sex worker is not the man who wants pleasure. It is the man who wants to save her. He thinks, she doesn't belong here. She's too smart, too beautiful, too good for this life. If I just give her enough money, if I just show her a better life, she will leave this behind and be mine. He thinks he is a hero. In reality, he is the ultimate mark. He is paying for the ego boost of being a savior. He is addicted to the narrative of his own benevolence. In your life, this is the fixer mentality. You find broken people, broken partners with trauma, broken friends who can't hold a job, broken companies that are sinking, and you pour your energy into fixing them. You think your sacrifice creates a bond. You think that because you pulled them out of the mud, they will be loyal to you forever. Dark psychology truth. People do not love those who save them. They resent them. Or worse, they use them. When you save someone, you place yourself above them. You create a debt they can never repay. This breeds resentment. Once they are saved, they often leave, because you are a constant reminder of their lowest point. They want to forget their weakness, and to do that, they must erase the witness to it, you. When you try to fix someone, you are engaging in a covert contract. You are thinking, I will fix you, and in return, you will be loyal to me. That is a transaction. You are buying loyalty with your labor. But you never signed a contract. They never agreed to these terms. You are not a hero. You are a customer buying a feeling of superiority. You are paying to feel needed because you do not feel wanted. Stop trying to save people. Machiavelli advises the prince to ally with the strong, not the weak. To bind oneself to the fortunate, not the unfortunate. If you have to save them to keep them, you are not in a relationship, you are running a non-profit organization, and charities are for tax write-offs, not for building empires. Let the broken break, let the drowning drown. Only swim with those who can stroke their own weight. But even if you stop saving them, you might still fall for the most dangerous economic fallacy known to man. The customer stays with a specific provider for years, not because the service is good, but because he has invested so much time. He knows her history. He knows her secrets. He has spent thousands of dollars. He thinks, if I leave now, all that money was wasted. All that time is gone. So he spends more. He throws good money after bad. This is the sunk cost fallacy. It is the cognitive bias that makes you cling to a mistake just because you spent a long time making it. In your life, you stay in dead-end relationships or dead-end jobs because you have already put in 5 years. You think your past investment guarantees a future return. You think, we've been through so much together. The reality, the market does not care about your past investment. The market only cares about current value. The years you spent building a relationship with someone who treats you like an option are gone. They are ash. They do not buy you credit in the present. Spending another year is just burning more time. The John is terrified of the void. He is terrified of starting over with a new provider, of learning a new body, a new personality. So he accepts higher prices and lower quality just to maintain the status quo. He pays a tax on his own fear of the unknown. Machiavelli would look at this man with pity. A wise prince knows when a fortress is lost. He burns it down so the enemy cannot use it, and he moves his troops to defensible ground. He does not die defending a ruin just because he built it. Audit your life with cold detachment. Where are you staying purely because of what you have already paid? Cut the loss. The most powerful move a man can make is to walk away from a bad investment with a smile. It signals that your future is more valuable than your past. It signals that you have abundance. walk away. The only thing you lose is the chain around your neck. But the next trap is subtle. It appeals to your vanity and exploits your need to be seen as the man. Why do men go to strip clubs? It isn't for the nudity. They can see that on their phones for free in 4K resolution. They go for the gaze. They go to have a beautiful woman look at them and act like they are the most interesting, powerful, and desirable man in the room. They are paying for validation. They are paying for a mirror that reflects a better version of themselves. In the real world, this is the man who buys the expensive car he can't afford to impress people he hates. It is the man who always picks up the check at dinner, so his friends will slap him on the back and call him the man. It is the man who listens to his partner vent for 3 hours, not because he cares, but because he wants to be told he is a good listener. You are buying compliments. You are buying a temporary feeling of status. If you have to pay to be the man, you are not the man. You are the sponsor. True status comes from competence, fear, and respect. Things that cannot be bought, only earned through friction and dominance. Machiavelli notes that a prince who buys his friendships is easily overthrown, for purchased loyalty has no roots. When the money runs out, or when a stronger prince arrives, the mercenaries will switch sides instantly. When you pay for validation, you are admitting that you cannot generate it organically. You are admitting that your personality, your achievements, and your presence are insufficient to command attention. You are admitting that you are boring. Stop buying validation. Drive the car you can afford. Keep your wallet in your pocket. See who treats you with respect when you are not paying for the drinks. Those are your real allies. Everyone else is just drinking your liquidity. Stop fishing for compliments. Stop asking, do you love me? Stop asking, did I do a good job? Perform. Conquer. And let the applause come if it comes. If it doesn't, clap for yourself. But even if you stop buying drinks, you might still be paying with the most valuable asset you own, an asset you can never earn back. The customer waits. The provider arrives when she wants. The customer adjusts his schedule. The provider sets the hours. The customer listens. The provider talks. The customer travels. The provider stays put. In the underworld, the dynamic is clear. The person getting paid controls the time. The person paying gives up their time. In your life, look at the ratio of sacrifice. Are you always the one driving to them? Are you always the one initiating the text? Are you always the one compromising your plans to fit theirs? Are you the one staying up late to help them, while they are never available when you need a hand? If the sacrifice is 90-10, you are not a partner. You are a fan. You are an orbiter. You are paying with your time, the only resource you can never earn back. The John devalues his own time because he puts the provider on a pedestal. He thinks his time is worth less than hers. He thinks that waiting for her is a privilege. This is the ultimate beta mindset. A sovereign man knows that his time is the most expensive currency on earth. If someone wastes it, they are stealing from him. And you do not negotiate with thieves. Machiavelli understood the value of time. He knew that timing was everything in warfare and politics. To let another person dictate your schedule is to surrender your sovereignty. Match energy. If they take 4 hours to reply, you take 4 hours. If they won't drive to you, you don't drive to them. If they cancel last minute, you do not reschedule immediately. You make them wait. This isn't petty, it's market dynamics. If you offer your time at a discount, the market will treat it as cheap. Raise your price, make your time scarce. But the deepest trap is the one that happens inside your own head, where you trick yourself into seeing things that aren't there. The customer sits there and projects a fantasy onto the provider. He thinks, she's different. She's not like the others. Underneath this tough exterior, she's a sweet girl who just needs love. If I just take her out of this club, she'll be the perfect wife. He is not seeing the woman. He is seeing a screen onto which he projects his own desires. He is falling in love with his own imagination. He is ignoring the reality of her profession, her choices, and her nature, and replacing it with a movie script where he is the lead actor. In life, men do this constantly. They meet a woman or a business partner and ignore all the red flags because they are in love with the potential. He's a bit shady, but he has vision. She's a bit chaotic, but she has a good heart. They treat me badly now, but once they see my worth, they'll change. You are projecting goodness where there is only opportunity. You are projecting depth where there is only surface. Machiavelli demands we see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner effects his ruin than his preservation. When you fall in love with potential, you are dating a ghost. You are signing a contract with a figment of your imagination. And when the real person inevitably acts according to their nature, you feel betrayed. You scream, "How could you do this?" They didn't do anything. They were always a scorpion. You just painted them to look like a butterfly. Kill the fantasy. Look at the actions. Is this person adding value to your life right now, today, or are they draining it? Do not fall in love with potential. Potential is just a nice word for doesn't exist yet. Deal with reality. If they are showing you they are a mercenary, believe them. If they are showing you they are indifferent, believe them. And finally, the trap that seals the deal and keeps you a customer forever, the inability to say the one word that grants freedom. The customer asks, "How much?" The provider says, $500. The customer pays. He accepts the frame. He accepts the price. A sovereign man never accepts the first price. He negotiates. Or better yet, he walks away. He tests the market. In life, you accept the salary they offer without countering. You accept the bad behavior she displays without consequence. You accept the disrespect your friends show without checking them. You are afraid to negotiate because you are afraid the deal will fall through. And because you are afraid to walk away, you have zero leverage. The law of power, the person who is most willing to walk away, controls the negotiation. The John cannot walk away because he is needy. He is desperate. The provider can walk away because she has other customers. You have become a customer in your own life because you are afraid of the word no. You are afraid of the silence that follows a rejection. You are afraid of being alone. So you pay the price. You pay with your dignity. You pay with your self-respect. You pay with your soul. Be willing to walk. Be willing to be alone. Be willing to lose the deal. When you are no longer afraid of no, you stop being a customer and start being a player. When you are no longer afraid of no, you stop being a customer and start being a player. But do not mistake this transition for a simple change of habit. It is a violent psychological severing. When you stop paying, when you stop offering your time, your attention, and your validation for free, the market will not applaud you. It will crash. The people in your life who have grown fat on your generosity will not respect your new boundaries. They will panic. They will attack. In behavioral psychology, this is known as an extinction burst. When a vending machine stops dispensing soda, you don't just walk away immediately. You shake it. You kick it. You curse at it. You try to force it to work one last time. In your life, you are the vending machine. And the moment you stop dispensing the nice guy currency, the people around you, the ones who treated you like a utility, will kick you. They will say, "You've changed." They will say, "You're acting arrogant." They will ask if you are depressed. They will try to diagnose you. Do not be fooled. This is not concern. This is a control mechanism. They are not missing you. They are missing the service you provided. They are missing the free validation. They are missing the doormat they used to wipe their feet on. They are panicking because the remote control they use to operate your emotions has stopped working. This is the most dangerous phase of your transformation. The temptation to relapse into the role of the customer will be overwhelming. Your brain, wired for tribal acceptance, will scream at you to apologize, to explain, to smooth it over. It will whisper, "Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I should just pay the bill one last time." You must override this. You must hold the line. When they say you've changed, you must look them in the eye and say, "Yes," and say nothing else. Do not justify your evolution to people who are committed to your stagnation. As you stand firm, a strange phenomenon will occur. The parasites will fall away. They will realize there is no more food here, no more easy validation, no more pity to be harvested. And in their place, a vacuum will form. For a short time, you will be alone. You will walk into a room and feel the cold air of isolation. Most men run back to the herd at this point. They would rather be used than be alone. But you will not. You will recognize this solitude for what it is, the clearing of the site before the construction of the skyscraper. In this silence, you will find your true energy. Think of how much mental bandwidth you wasted worrying about what they thought. Think of how many hours you burned listening to their complaints, trying to solve problems that weren't yours. Think of how much vitality you leaked trying to be good. All of that energy is now yours. It is returning to the source. You will feel a surge of aggression, of drive, of clarity. You will start to attract a different caliber of human being. This is the secret that the John never learns. High-value people do not want a customer. They want a peer. They want someone who can say no. They want someone who has boundaries. When you stop buying affection, you start attracting respect. You will find yourself in rooms with people who play the game at a higher level. People who do not need you to be weak to feel strong. You are trading a quantity of low-value friends for a quality of high-value allies. This is the trade of the century. Do not fumble it because you are afraid of a few awkward dinners or some angry text messages. You must understand the economics of your own soul. Every time you act like a customer, you are inflating the value of the other person and deflating your own. You are telling the universe, "I am surplus, they are scarce." You are artificially creating a monopoly where you are the consumer. But the truth is, you are the scarcity. A man with discipline, a man with resources, a man with control over his emotions, that is the rarest commodity on earth today. The world is full of beautiful women. The world is full of people with problems. But it is starving for men with purpose. Why are you paying for what is abundant? Why are you begging for what is common? It is time to reprice your stock. It is time to delist yourself from the discount exchange. If they want access to your time, they must meet your price. And your price is not money. Your price is respect. Your price is reciprocity. Your price is loyalty. If they cannot pay that price, do not lower it. Let them walk. Let them find a cheaper alternative. There are plenty of Johns out there willing to pay retail for a counterfeit connection. Let them have each other. You are building something different. You are building a kingdom where the gates are locked. Machiavelli said that a fortress is only as strong as its ability to withstand a siege. Your boundaries are your fortress. The no is your wall. The silence is your moat. Inside that fortress, you are the king. You decide who enters. You decide who stays. And you never ever pay a tax to live in your own castle. This is not just about women, and it is not just about business. It is about the legacy of your character. When you die, do you want to be remembered as the man who was nice? The man who was always there because he had nothing better to do? The man who was generous because he was desperate for approval? Or do you want to be remembered as the man who was respected? The man who had standards? The man who moved the world because he refused to let the world move him? The customer leaves no legacy. He is a line item in someone else's ledger. He is a source of funds, easily replaced by the next man with a wallet. The sovereign leaves a mark. He changes the temperature of the room. He forces the world to adjust to his gravity. The next time you feel the urge to fill the silence, bite your tongue. The next time you feel the urge to apologize for existing, stand up straighter. The next time you feel the urge to explain your life to someone who hasn't earned the right to ask, realize that you owe them nothing. The world is waiting to see who you actually are. Stop hiding him behind the mask of the consumer. We have studied the 400. We have seen the face of the customer, and if you are honest, you have seen that face in the mirror. The illusion of special treatment, the savior complex, the sunk cost, the validation trap, the asymmetric sacrifice, the fantasy projection, the refusal to negotiate. These are the shackles that keep you paying for what belongs to you by right. You must understand, you are the prize. You are the one with the ambition, the resources, the discipline, and the vision. Why are you paying people to be in your presence? Flip the dynamic. Become the one who provides value, but demands respect in return. Become the one who screens, who selects, who discards. Stop acting like you are lucky to be there. Act like they are lucky to be with you, because if you are building a high-value life, they are. Kill the customer. Birth the king. Cyphoria is the home of the sovereign. Like this video if you are done paying the tax of weakness. Subscribe if you want to learn the economics of power. The transaction is over. Stay cold.